What's up, everybody? Thanks as always for supporting the show. It would mean a lot to me if you would take a second to scroll down and hit that subscribe button to the Hoops Tonight YouTube channel, and then follow me on social media on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter so you guys don't miss any of our content over the course of this season. All right, let's talk some basketball. I think it was Ramona Shelburne for ESPN reported this morning with Adrian Wojnarowski that basically the Warriors had some pretty high-level conversations to the point where the owners were involved about potentially trading LeBron James to the Golden State Warriors. Apparently, Jeannie Buss forwarded the Warriors to Rich Paul, LeBron's agent. And apparently, LeBron and his team were like, no. And so it ended up not happening. But I wanted to kind of dive into it a little bit because obviously, I think that LeBron is going to stay with the Lakers. But there is some small chance this summer. We don't know what, but there is some small chance this summer, whether it's through free agency opting out, signing for a mid-level exception somewhere, or it's a trade, or who knows what the dynamic will be. But there's some small amount of chance that LeBron, if things go really south this year for the Lakers, that he could decide that he wants to play elsewhere. And the Warriors are on the list of teams that would be considered there. There are other teams on that list as well, some other teams that might even be more realistic. But the Warriors are on that list. And so I wanted to kind of dive into the concept for just a minute because I saw a lot of people kind of talking about it online today. And to me, this is not something that needs to be overthought. The basketball fit is very simple. You are taking Steph Curry, who is probably the only player in the league that will consistently draw a blitz and pick and roll. He gets two to the basketball every single time. Even down the stretch against the Clippers tonight, Draymond Green ball screens, he's rolling off to the weak side. Both Clippers are running with Steph. You are combining a player that consistently draws multiple defenders away from the basket with LeBron James, who, in my opinion, even at this age, is the best combination of downhill force and playmaking that we have in the league. There are other great playmakers in the league. Nikola Jokic is the best, in my opinion. Luka Doncic, incredible, right? Trae Young, incredible. None of those guys bring actual straight line downhill force the way that LeBron does. And so when I envision an offense centered around LeBron James, Steph Curry ball screens, it is frightening to me. You can't switch it because anybody who's strong enough to stay with LeBron has no help and no hope in hell of staying in front of Steph Curry off the dribble. Anybody who's fast enough to stay in front of Steph Curry off the dribble has no hope in hell of staying in front of LeBron James posting them up on the weak side. If they kick it back around and he posts up, right? If you trap Steph Curry, LeBron James is going to be the best short roll player that Steph has ever played with. And then if you run a traditional coverage, Steph is going to pick you apart with pull-up shooting. I can't imagine a more devastating two-man game than Steph Curry and LeBron James, except for maybe Steph Curry and Nikola Jokic, which literally is just because LeBron's old. But I don't think we need to galaxy brain ourselves around what the obvious basketball fit is, which is nearly perfect. The only rub you could put on the basketball fit is LeBron is old. That's it. And here's the reality. Even at LeBron's old age, he is still firmly playing at an all-NBA level. We don't need to overthink that side of it. Get in on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers who deposit $5 or more can get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000 back in a bonus bet. I was looking at NBA futures this morning. The Golden State Warriors are plus 5,500 right now on DraftKings to win the title. So if you believe in them, that's a big number. And Denver, I have Denver as my championship favorite, and they're still the second best odds on DraftKings right now at plus 450. So lots of good NBA bets to look at over the course of the end of the season. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code HOOPS. New customers can get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000 if your first bet loses. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code HOOPS. That's HOOPS. The crown is yours. Have you guys ever had a bad ticket buying experience? Maybe you go to check out and it ends up being way more expensive than it was when you clicked on it. Or maybe you go to your seat and it ends up being not what you expected when you bought it to begin with. Or maybe it's just an overly convoluted and complicated process. Well, this is where I want to talk to you guys about Game Time, the fastest growing ticketing app in the United States. They have all-in pricing, so you know exactly what your total is going to be up front, and you know you're getting a great deal before you check out. Also, you get to see the view from your seat in the app, so you know exactly what you're getting for your money, and it's a super easy process. You can buy tickets in seconds with 2 taps. Game Time has deals on tickets right up to the start of the event, and even an hour after it starts. It's the place to find last-minute seats. You can find exclusive flash deals and sponsored deals on tickets for football, basketball, baseball, concerts, comedy, theater, and more. And this is the coolest part. The Game Time guarantee means you'll always get the best price. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. And as great as it is watching these games on TV, especially with the NBA heating up here on the home stretch, go out and see a game. Go to see one in person. The NBA is in a really great place right now with talent. You got to get into the arena to really get the full experience. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code HOOPS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code HOOPS, that's HOOPS, for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. The second piece of it to me, you would be combining the 2 greatest competitors of this era. I've talked about this before on the show, but I think there's a big difference between loving basketball and hating losing. And specifically hating losing, I think pushes a human being to make extra efforts when they're completely and utterly exhausted that other people aren't willing to make. A love of basketball might get you in the gym a lot, might have you working on your game, might make a very polished and skilled basketball player. But a hatred of losing makes the type of savage competitor that is impossible to beat when you get into these situations. And like, to me, you're taking not just the 2 greatest competitors of this era, but basically the 2 most successful basketball players of this era, and you're putting them together. Of course, I'd love to see it. It'd be so much fun. And if you're a basketball fan and you're not like, yeah, LeBron James and Steph Curry playing together, that would be fun. I can't relate to you. Like, and even if there's some unrealistic element to it, it's really that simple to me. The basketball fit is easy, and you're combining the 2 greatest competitors of this era. I have a hard time believing that it wouldn't work out for a positive basketball result, even with LeBron's old age, even if we can agree that it's unlikely at this point. All right, guys, that is all I have for tonight. Like I said, tomorrow morning, we're going to hit Kings Nuggets and a mailbag. Make sure you guys get some mailbag questions into the YouTube comments. I will see you guys in the morning.